Hi YouTube, it's Queen Pam Elon QP here, and I am going to make myself some wax similar to the kind of wax that Finnabar makes that I'm showing you there. And the reason I want to make my own is because I don't like the smell of Finnabar, so I have a jar that I'm going to put it in. I have some Americana cream wax, and it is the clear version. And I have some old um, poppy red mica powder that I was gifted from the creator of the mica powder from, they make the twinkling H2Os. I can't remember the name of the company. No, I thought I was going to be able to pull it up, but I don't believe they make it this way anymore. They make paint. So what I'm going to do is mix some of the cream wax with a bit of the mica powder. So I took 2 scoops with my palette knife, and now I have some uh, metal spoons, and the metal spoon is labeled. I'm getting it now. It's labeled a tad, and so I'm going to put out a tad, stirring it up, because this stuff is it's almost 20 years old. But I have it, and so let's use it. So I'm mixing it around, trying to get it to blend together. It's going to be a lot redder than it looks and when it's dry. So I was like, wow, it's really going to be red. And what I'm hoping for, wishing I had at this moment, was that Baron that they use when they're making watercolor, and it's glass and you can rub it over and it makes things really fine, because this is kind of gritty. And so I'm trying to smash down the granules so it'll be more smooth when I go to rub it on the top of something. So I'm just rubbing and getting it all mixed together, smashing it down. So what you see here is some Daddy Vans, because I thought this is a little wetter than I wanted it to be. So I wanted the Daddy Vans to be able to thicken it up, and I'm going to mix that in. So now I have it the consistency that I wanted, and so I'm scooping it up and I'm going to put it into my little container, and then I'm going to get something and we can see how it goes on. Now it's the consistency that I want it to be, and so what I'm doing is scooping it up and putting it into my little container. My container is airtight because you want it to be airtight, because this will dry. It's kind of dry on my table now, some of it, so you definitely want it to be airtight. So I've got it all in the container pretty much, and I tapped it down so that it will um, sink to the bottom and not be up at the top. And I have an embossed piece of paper that I used a 3D embossing folder on, and now I'm going to apply some with a marshmallow. That marshmallow is not transferring any color. And so it is transferring my gilding wax, DIY Mica Wax, let's call it that then. So here it is all applied, and I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to buff it. But rather than waste all of the product that is left on my desktop, I'm going to use it up in my journal. So I'm just taking my palette knife and picking it up and smearing it on. Holding it up, it does have a shine. Yay. Like I said, you do want something airtight because it's, already drying on the table. But I can still get some off and use it. And I'm just about through scraping, and then I'm going to get a paintbrush and some water and see what happens if I spray it with water, because this was originally made for use as a twinkling H2O, which is like a mica filled watercolor. And so I'm thinking that it will reactivate a little bit with water, but maybe not with the wax and the paint, so we shall see. I buffed it up a little bit before it was dry, still shiny. It did smear out some because it's wet still. And let's see what happens when I get that paintbrush. I'm misting it with some water, and now I'm getting my paintbrush, and we're going to paint this on and see what it looks like in my journal. Can't really see it, but it does. It goes on more true to the color of poppy red that it is. So it is dry now, and well, I'm giving it some help with my heat gun and getting it fully dry, and then we're going to buff it and see how well it shines. Let's have a dry cloth. It is apparently still at least moist because color is transferring from one place to the other, but I'm okay with that. We're hoping for a little bit of shine. I'm looking at it. I'm going to show you now. There is a tiny bit of shine. I was hoping for a lot more shine, but I'm still satisfied I'll be able to use this in my art projects. Just as in comparison, this is some treasure gold on the back side of that paper. So the treasure gold is much more shiny from Paper Artsy, or at least that's where I bought mine. So, and that one does have a smell to it, whereas this product really doesn't, the one that I've created. But I'd really like for a little better shine. So I carried on and I made another color, yellow rose, in the same manner and tried it on black paper that I had embossed. Mica does tend to pop more off of black, and it does, and it's a lot more shiny than it appeared on the white. I'm going to leave you with a few photographs, but as always, I leave you in the hands of the creator.